The Edo State government on Friday demanded a sum of 80 million naira from Mr. Tony Kabaka Adun as logistics costs arising from the demolition of his hotel earlier this year, located on Akin Oladiyan Street off Ugbo Village Road beside Ugbo Primary School, Ugbo Village area, Benin City. T. Latifa Hotel and Suites, owned by the former aide to the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC), was demolished by the state government on February 5, 2020. The demolition was sequel to a 7-day notice issued in October 2019 by the state government through the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development to Mr. Adun to remove the hotel on the ground that it was built on a piece of land belonging to a public primary school. Rationalizing the 80 million naira demanded, the government said it is in line with Section 63 of the Nigeria Urban and Region Planning Act 88 of 1992 and asked Mr. Adun to pay the amount into government IGR's account number 000663034 with the Access Bank PLC. The state governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, had denied political undertone in the decision to demolish the hotel since he had warned in the past that his administration would not tolerate lawlessness. He added that no amount of blackmail would stop the state government from demolishing the hotel because it was built on government's land. Because businesses cannot thrive when there is anarchy and complete disrespect for the law. For us as government, whatever we need to do to ensure that there is law and order will be done. If you have done the wrong thing and taken over property, not yourself, to build on government property, it is wrong. It is a wrong thing to do. If you go and build on the road, that is not the right thing to do. If government tolerates that, then more people will become lawless. Anybody who contravenes the law, no matter how highly placed you are in Edo State, you will be dealt with, Obaseki had said. However, Mr. Adun, who condemned the state government's action, said the government demolished its hotel because it was opposed to Governor Obaseki's second term bid. He also said a court had fixed a date for judgment on the suit he filed against the previous attempt by the state government to demolish his hotel. We are still in court, according to what he said. I have injunctions against the government. Judgment is on Friday. I have the certificate of occupancy of my house, but I don't have CFO of the hotel. Let him, Obaseki, go ahead and demolish it. 100 years is not forever, he said. So guys, the building has been demolished, and from the government's account, on the government account, and what their own submission is that the land or whatever the property or the building was built on government's property. That one is a different story entirely. And I think the guy had already moved on, but now that they are coming back to tell him to pay 18 million naira for demolishing. Hey, so maybe they would have done he would have done the demolition by himself so that he wouldn't pay anything. But now they are quoting law that according to law, this has not to do with a political undertone or there's anything beside it. But if you contravene the law, and according to Obaseki, is there to uphold the law, to uphold the oath is sworn to, and lawlessness will not be condoned in that state. Maybe they would have told this man to have demolished his place by himself so that the cost will not be on him. So now for the fact that government did that, now they are telling us according to law that they are acting according to law that he has to pay the money into government accounts. This is serious. So I don't know whether most of the buildings that have been demolished by government in other places, whether that is how they have been doing it. After governments have demolished your place or your place has been demolished, you have to pay for all of that. Maybe they have been overlooking that area, or they don't even pay attention to that. I've not heard such a thing. It could be, but I don't think they've been enforcing it. If you know If that is how it's being done, let us know. But now they are telling us, because if you go to the law, according to what he said here, it's going to be there. Hey, this is double wahala. Double wahala, 80 million naira to pay. This is serious. This is really ridiculous. How did they calculate it? Okay, let's assume that, okay, that was what really happened. Then how come it amounts to such an amount of money? This money is huge. 80 million naira at this age and time. Ha, this is serious, honestly. Okay. Let every one of us, we have to be careful of what we see. This land we are talking about is Edo State land and not the governor land. The governor is only fighting for us, the citizens. How many of us that is talking now, whose fathers has a piece of land, would allow strangers to come into the land and take ownership of the land, and you as his son will be quiet about it? Let all be ourselves, or let us tell ourselves the truth. That is what somebody is saying here. Somebody is saying it from a different perspective. Of course, that's the government. What the government did, they said they did what they did according to law. You know, when it comes to some things, and they will be following law. Fine, but everybody knows what has happened, and that's why they have been telling people you need to be careful. That's why it's difficult for a lot of people to say they want to buy land, to acquire land, because it's a rigorous process. You just have to be careful. Even if you are not politically affiliated with anybody, you need to be careful. But because I think something has gone wrong somewhere, and that is why they are coming up with all of these things. We know what has been happening. But my concern now is that this issue of paying money again, because like I said, everybody heard about it, everybody talked about it, and everybody has even forgotten about this whole thing. Now they are bringing it back. Hey, my goodness, something is wrong. And some days back, we learned that Oshomole himself is being indicted for not following due process concerning that hospital that was built, that upfront was supposed to be 25%, but Oshomole paid 75% to the contractors that handle whether the equipment or the building of the hospital, either of those things. But what they are trying to say now is that they want to, this Edo state government right now wants to get to the root of all these illegalities that have been happening in the state. Can you listen to yourself? Where is it done that a case is still in court, the government demolished the property and still asking for payment from the property owner? Obaseki needs a rethink on this wild goose chase mission. Obaseki is wrong. You demolish someone's resources and still demanding 18 million naira. Don't you have conscience? Ha. No, they will say according to law. What about those Kabakas and his boys, those that he sent to destroy, that he sent to their early grave, Nemesis Halat? Please let the law take place. My friend, do you know that that land is your land, and the money used to build that house is your money? Think twice. One thing is that when we begin to bring in sentiment, and this sentiment of 18, it has really hitting deep in us, both at state level, government level, federal level. So when some things happen to some people, we will look the other side. But when it happens to other people, we want to touch light to that thing. At the end of the day, that is where the whole thing is just everything in disarray. They will say, oh, this one did this one, he didn't do anything. This one now did this one. You want to hammer on that particular person. That's why nobody wants to believe anybody. So there's always undertone on every issue, on everything that has been done. So my own concern is that this is a double wahala, whether it is right or not. But now they are going to be quoting the law, and if you go and check, the law is there. Just that most of the time we don't enforce the law. So when this kind of a thing happens, we begin to like, how come? How come? Yes, because most of the time we look at the other side instead of facing reality. So it's unfortunate that this is really happening now. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning all of this. But let's hear once again what somebody is saying here. In fact, this APC PDP administration is the foolish and nonsensical tyrant administration we ever had in this country. Every political office holder were just busy fighting, flexing muscle, severe here, there, forgetting that soon they will always leave and someone else will take over. That one thing they always say is that it is their time, let them use it. That when they get to that bridge, they will cross the bridge. They don't even mind because everywhere meaning person, we know that something is really going on. Of course, they want to hinge on this one because the law said this one. They will now go and be looking for a lot of things. A lot of things will be going on because we know where all of these are coming from. This is foolishness. Why was the building not stopped when it was under construction? It is very unfortunate for Nigeria and Nigerians for the kind of country Nigeria is today. Of course, when things will be going wrong, everybody will just overlook it. But at the end of the day, that is when you will not say, oh, this and that. And the same thing that happened to this Ojuzokalu case, they said the person that sat on the this that presided over the judgment was transferred or was lifted or something like that. But the question is that did they know all of these things before embarking on these things? And at the end of the day, they will not be using all those technicalities to bamboozle everybody. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this Tony Kabaka and Edo State government.